Everybody, I'm in the car. It's 8:05. I'm trying to make an early run to the city today. I'm doing okay. Very low oxygen, pretty much all yesterday and last night. I had to oxygenate. My lips were totally blue this morning. I have fluid in the lung, which is what I always have when it's moist. I did the dehydrant and stuff yesterday, which kept me pretty good. I only had to go in once yesterday. Nurse could not come today, which is no big deal. We actually have a 3-day weekend, so she's going to try to come tomorrow. I hope she makes it tomorrow because I don't really feel like driving in tomorrow if I can avoid it. I was supposed to be able to stay home today, but they were going to end up sending me in anyway for the fluid. So I'm just trying to get the fluid drained out early, and then they'll do my treatment. They told me not to do a treatment at home. This is for the medical people that watch. They told me not to do a treatment at home, so I'm going to get my lung treatment actually at the hospital today, which is no big deal. It's what I do at home. It's just they're going to do it up there after they drain my lungs. So no big deal. That's something I get done all the time. I do have a little, you can probably see my hair is all smushed over flat. I had to put the treatment on my head today. I have a little bacteria showing back up, but not bad. I wore my little cap last night. So I'm actually this is like normal maintenance day. Nothing spectacular. Of course, Shopify is giving me a little bit of a headache. I don't want everyone to get freaked out. How much should I tell you? I'll compare it to PayPal because most people won't be dealing with what I'm dealing with because I have every brand you can imagine. I'm authorized to carry all the big brands. I can carry Tiffany, Cartier, Tommy Hilfiger, Gucci, Prada. What other one do I have on my list? Just basically all the big shop brands. But I'm not really carrying those in my global store. I have USA fulfillment for most items, and then the rest are all globally. Well, it used to be that all you had to do is provide the information that you're a legal reseller, and then your drop ship company, or the company that actually fulfills the orders, would submit their documentation that they are authorized to have that brand drop shipped. In other words, they're authorized to sell it to anyone, anywhere. Otherwise, you as the seller need that documentation. Well, I have it for all the big shot name stuff that I'm not actually selling. But things like Disney, even used. By the way, guys, this is why I don't want to tell you too much because you guys are going to freak out when I tell you what's going to happen. Let me just go ahead and spill the news. When I was talking to Shopify today, of course, they were bending over backwards to they say, oh my gosh, that's a lot of letters for your store. See, I'm not a niche. I sell everything. I said, that's like almost 1,000 letters you're going to have to send out. And I'm like, well, I'm not doing that. That's too much work for a bunch of small brands that don't sell anyway. And they said, well, you can use third party. And they even gave me 2 companies to choose, which I'm going to have to go third-party processing anyway because I'm going to start selling sex stuff. Ugh. Pervert stuff. What I'm going to do is in my store, I'm going to have an adult section. It's not visible unless you enter your ID and go in like an adult, just like a back room at a grocery store or gas station or sex store or whatever. Basically for the dildos and the condoms and all that crap. But that's a lot of money in that. A lot of money. More than you make on anything else, to be honest with you. And I try, for years and years and years, I avoided those product types because I'm a family store pretty much. But having a separated adult section that I can share around and make money on is something that I'm going to do. I don't really want to. I will not be carrying the paraphernalia stuff like the pop pipes and all that. Might have a few in there, but not many. I don't want that crap in my store. So what am I going on and hammering about? You can tell there's something I want to tell you guys that I'm not telling you. I don't want everyone to misunderstand me and get all freaked out. You've been hearing about it from the platforms in a roundabout way. Platforms have even removed PayPal and put PayPal back and doing all kinds of new third-party processing. Why do you think you're doing this? Let me make the picture more complete for you. The responsibility of what you sell on a platform or Shopify or anywhere else is always ultimately the seller.
Harry!
Come on, dogs. Get in here, Betty Boo.
Harry, go for that.
My employee's actually heading out early today. You better get him. Harry. Harry, come on. Grab him. We got to be careful. We just gave pizza crust in a box to the guard dog. And Harry is trying to get his hands on it. Guard dog will rip him up. Get in here. Quit trying to steal that pizza box. You had a whole bunch of pizza. Dexter didn't get any pizza.
No, only the box.
Only the box. He wants to chew on the box. Give him food. He's hungry.
Huh?
Give him food. He's hungry because I threw some junk out of the window and he was like, oh, hungry for it. All right, we're trying to get out of here, but let me finish my story. I know we keep getting interrupted. If you are selling Disney used items, this is what's going to freak you out, guys. You have to be authorized to carry Disney no matter if it's new or used. You might not know that on the platforms because they've not been enforcing it, but guess what? Things roll out with the providers of products to Amazon. A large percentage of what goes to Amazon is actually through Shopify, through people like me that are multi-platform sellers. A large percentage. You would be amazed at how much. Well, Amazon has to clean up their act because they have all these fake brands. So does eBay. But, eBay was able to just say, well, we just won't have drop shipping. That kind of alleviated their problem for the new items. But you know what? You can't sell a used Disney item. You cannot go to the thrift store, buy a Disney, let's say a Disney backpack, and sell that Disney backpack in that store unless you're authorized to carry Disney, new or used. Bet you didn't know that. Used to be that whoever fulfilled the order was the only one that needed the authorization to carry the product. But now, whatever store the order is in, or the product is in, has to be authorized to carry that brand, new or used. I just got the letter the 30th. I knew it was coming. Now, I have an easy workaround. Sort of. But you guys on the platform are screwed. Because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. eBay's not going to say a thing to you. Amazon's not going to say a thing to you. PayPal will. Stripe will. In other words, you can sell all the Disney used items you want on eBay, and the processing will go through eBay. Not a problem. But you just won't get paid. That's how it works. For example, all the sales I make in my store, my QWebco Global store, I could make $1 million worth of sales today. I wouldn't get one dime of it until after I go to a third-party seller or provide the information they've asked me. Now, I'm going to first, I always do this kind of thing. Right now I have my VA is kind of looking for anything that might be a restricted product, not brand, restricted product. Like, do I have a pot pipe in my store? Do I have a garment that can be considered a sex garment? Anything like that. And PayPal and Stripe is not going to pay you, not going to process it. They don't do any of those things. So you're going to have to go third party if you're carrying anything. Plus, third party will accept drop shipping as authorization to carry a brand. Platforms, and PayPal and Stripe, and I think there's another one, will not accept that. If they don't allow you to sell sex toys, that's the best rule. If you're using payment processing and they didn't have you fill out a little extra section in have an area of your store where people have to put their ID in? If you have that, then the whatever brands you carry are pretty much okay. Not really for the platform, but you don't do anything about it. But through the payment processing. Trust me, guys, you all are going to get a letter from PayPal saying we need the letters that show that you are authorized to carry Disney. Every single brand, not just the big ones, even the little ones that nobody knows about. Now, that's not truly enforced yet, but what do you think is happening right now to make that all come out? You've been hearing little bits of the story about the platforms. Oh, we've had so many fake brands and we're getting sued because this item was sold on our platform and it's not authorized by the brand. Well, the platforms are protecting their butt. They've pushed all the responsibility off on the payment system. So the platforms are going to get away with it. The responsibility of what's being sold on their platform. They say, well, it's not our responsibility, it's the seller's responsibility. Payments monitor them to see if they're authorized to carry those things. We don't. You see where the shuffle is going on here? The responsibility truly should be the platforms, but they have figured a way out. We'll just make the payment processing. You're not authorized to charge for that, but it happened on our platform, but we can go ahead and honor that sale, get the money. We just don't pay it to the seller because they did something that it doesn't coincide with the rules. You hear what I'm trying to hint to you. Now, I don't know exactly what eBay is going to do, but I already do know. You've been hearing about it already. Amazon, they charge you a bunch of money and make you provide evidence that you can sell Prada, Gucci, whatever. And they're only messing with the big brands. They're letting all the rest of the stuff get caught by the payment systems. Well, they're rolling that out as of August 30th. So I was the first one to get a letter from Shopify. And they explained it very well. Better than I've heard the platforms explain it. Basically what this means is all you guys that are going to the thrift stores and buying like Disney brand or any brand and selling those on eBay, well, you can do that for now, but you're going to all of a sudden notice that you're not getting paid for the items you sold, because anything that you don't have authorization to sell, new or used, you will not get paid for. Buyers still get their items, everything will be fine with the platform, but you just won't get the payment because you don't have the authorization to release the payment to you, because you don't have authorization from the brand. Now, I know that's a little terrifying when you start putting that into the equation of your business. I'm not talking just the big name brands, I'm talking every brand. If it has a valid UPC, you have to be authorized to sell it online, new or used. I hope you're listening. Now, you guys aren't going to have all this slap you in the face unless you're on your own website for quite some time. But I've already, because of what happened, I already know how they're going to cover their butts on this brand lawsuit crap. They're just going to dump it all on the sellers and say, oh, well, the payment system monitors if they're authorized or not us. That's what's going to happen. They're doing that to save themselves billions of dollars in lawsuits. I'm just warning you guys now. Don't take my word for it. You can wait till you get the letters. But I'm telling you this right now. If you are carrying Disney or any of the major brands to begin with on eBay, Amazon, you're already having to jump through hoops to carry brands there. They've already laid the groundwork. So it's not an Amazon thing so much. They're getting the Shopify fed products to Amazon now. That's what they're working on. But this is going to bleed over into eBay because it's the same processing companies. Once they start enforcing it on one platform, they're going to enforce it on all of them. eBay, I'm sure, has got them delayed. Only delayed. That's what lawsuits are for. To cause action on the laws that are already in the books. Go look at your eBay policies. It tells you have to be authorized to carry brands new and used. But it's never been enforced because nobody really cares until the lawsuits come. And they have them now. So I'm warning you guys, what's going to happen, you might as well, if you are a used seller and you carry a lot of Disney products, send an email to Disney, say, I go thrifting and resell off. Send a letter to Disney and say, this is my store link. I will be selling used Disney products in my store. They will send you, oh, wonderful. Please fill out this form. Or they'll just say, okay, no problem. If that's what they write you back, you save that letter because you're going to need it. You're going to need it. You might as well start writing your letters now because off. So you might as well go ahead and get those letters written, and you're not going to like it. Now, how do you get around it? Well, eBay's already given you the way to get around it. Why do you think they have all that third-party payment processing on the eBay platform that they're going to make everyone use? They knew this was coming. They already know how they're going to get out of any drama. They're going to dump it on the sellers, and they're going to make you all use third-party processing, which costs more, of course. So I've looked at a few third-party processings today. 2 of them that Shopify recommended. One uses Pinwheel. I believe that's the most common one. So I'm still on Shopify Payments. I am going to write all the letters and I take down, anything. I'm going to try to get officially approved for Shopify Payments with all the brands I carry. I have like 1,000 letters to write today. I'm going to apply for all of them. I'm going to see if I can stay on Shopify Payments. Now, this is just a test. Honestly, I'm going to ditch Shopify Payments anyway because I'm going to start selling pervert stuff. Don't you like how I refer to it? Pervert stuff, dildos and fake Chinese and all that. So nasty and disgusting. I'm sorry, I don't like pervert stuff, but big money. And with this third-party processing, I don't have to worry about it. Also, you can't do that on PayPal. PayPal won't do any of that. PayPal won't do any sex toys or dildos or pop pipes or any of that stuff. They won't let you sell that. It's restricted by their company. But third party, they don't care. It's just like the retail stores use. They'll sell it. They don't care what it is. And they don't care about the legal ramifications either. However, they cover you a little bit. I have to, like when I start selling this pervert stuff, the fake Chinese and all that, in my store, I don't want that visible. I don't want someone coming in there looking for a prom dress to have to sort through a bunch of dildos to find it. I mean, that's nasty. Nobody wants that. So this is how it works with these third-party processing. I will actually have a partition, kind of, in my store that certain products that you can't really see unless you go and enter your ID information, like your driver's license. Then you'll have access to that area of the store with all the pervert stuff, sex toys and all that. A lot of money in that. That's why I'm going to add it. If I am going to change off of PayPal, well, still use PayPal, but it's PayPal and then it goes through another processor. If I'm going to have to do that third-party processing anyway, why not sell everything that's available instead of just the very narrow window that you're given? So no one has any trouble. So that's what's going on there. We're going to run into my mom's really, really quick. I didn't plan on going in today. So we're going to run into my mom's really, really quick. And we'll be right back. You want to go in and say hi? Why don't you go in and say hi real quick? I'll be right back. I'm not even going to put the I'll be right back window because I'll be right back.
There's no shot one?
It doesn't matter. Hurry up.
Goodbye, guys. Oh, big. Oh. What's the matter?
Get in the back, you little monster. Was the dog up here sniffing around looking for treats? He always comes as soon as we get out of the car. Oh, yeah, you think I might have something. Get in the back, you little greedy bastard. All right. Well, I went into my mom's and I scored big time. She had given me a coupon for Hy-Vee gas for 59 cents off a gallon. So I got to see if there's a limit. Yes. All right, 59 cents off a gallon on gas. Obviously, I'm going to be using that today. That saved me a bunch of money. All right, my employee is coming. I think he's got some bread and some little treats for the dogs and stuff. All right, so let's get back to it. What I was talking about. Hey, Memphis Matt. Quit that doggies. What were they doing up here all in the seat and sniffing around and jumping around playing and stuff? They're real bad. The minute we leave, they go looking to see if there's any food that we didn't take with us. But let me finish up what I was talking about. Okay, so here's the drama. Let me restart because I was gone for a little while. Basically, this is what happened. I got a letter on August 30th from Shopify. The main reason for the letter was because I had a high-risk charge. I mean, someone trying to steal something with a stolen credit card. No big deal. I'd already refunded them. It's an auto letter that came out. But I got a personal letter added from the security team, you know, the people that tell you what's going on. And they told me that because of the chargeback, they hold your account for 90 days. I've had that happen before. Which basically means that you don't get paid for a little while. They make sure everything clears before they send it to you. They want to make sure that you're going to refund high-risk transactions without trying to really process them, which is not a problem. But while that was going on, they said, well, you know, we could re-release your account, but you know what? We might as well take care of this brand stuff that you're going to have to deal with anyway. Because I had a personal person on the phone. I said, what do you mean? They said, well, we know that you're authorized to carry Prada and Gucci and all that. They already had my list of what I was authorized to carry. A rather long list, but I don't carry any of those high-end products. I can't afford them. But they said, well, you should have no problem at all, but you're going to have to write about 1,000 letters. I said, you've got to be kidding. They said, if you want to say on Shopify payments, you're going to have to do that. But they said, nobody's doing it. They're all just going to third party. I said, well, I want to be authorized on Shopify payments. And so, well, if you want to go through the work, it's no problem. You won't have any trouble getting approved. But it's going to take a while to get 1,000 letters back. You won't get paid all that time. And I said, well, if I go to the third-party payments, I can start selling the things that PayPal won't let you sell, like the dildos and the fake vaginas. Ugh. I really don't want to sell that crap, guys. But huge money in it. Huge money. And I can have a partition in my store. So basically, it's like any business. There's a back room. They used to have curtains in the gas stations.
For what?
I'm talking about the pervert stuff.
Still talking about the pervert?
Yeah, I'm talking about the pervert stuff. So, my mom is not happy. She's like, I don't want you to sell that crap. I said, I don't care. It makes money. I still haven't decided I'm going to do that. But I'm going to end up probably going third party anyway. Even after I get the approval letters, I don't want to be restricted on whatever I carry. I don't want to have to, every new brand that I want to carry, I don't want to have to wait 3 weeks to get a letter back saying I'm approved. Because trust me, if I'm approved for Prada and Gucci and all those other ones, I'm going to get approved by everybody. I've never been rejected. Not one brand has ever rejected me. But I don't really want to spend days writing letters and wait around for months for everything to be sorted. So probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do the letters. I want approval for everything because technically you really should have that. And on the platforms as well. That's why I don't want to say too much because I'm going to freak you guys out. This is coming down the pipe. eBay has already been preparing you for it. They have all that third-party processing now. Why do you think they have that? It's to take the responsibility off who's responsible for the brands from the platform to the third-party financial services. Because it's actually the financial services that control if you are authorized to sell an item on a brand or not. It is not the platform. A lot of people don't know that. Platform only makes sure that you're not selling anything illegal. That's it. That is it. Responsibility for what you sell is yours. Now, the platform doesn't care. That's why you guys have been able to sell, including myself, every name brand you want, used items on eBay, and not had any problems. But guess what? Because of all these lawsuits, because of the brand stuff, the crap that's happening in Amazon, that is going to bleed into everything. That's why when I was talking to the big shot at Shopify, and I mean the big shot, guys, I want to talk to some customer service crap. So when I was talking to the big shot at Shopify, he said, well, we might as well just get your brand stuff done while we're on the phone. He said, you might as well go third party or just send out a bunch of letters. You'll obviously get approved. He even told me that of all the stores I've looked at, yours is the one that's going to get approved for all of them, but you don't carry most of those products. But it's a huge amount of work. And personally, I don't care. I am not going to go. I'm going to do the work anyway. I'm going to send the letters and get approved just to add to my list. That way I'll be approved for every brand on the planet. What's going to take the longest time is the translations. I have a lot of foreign companies that I'm going to write to them in their own language. You get much better results when you do that. So I have like a lot of work to do to write all these letters. And I'm going to do it because technically, legally, you shouldn't be selling any brand whatsoever, new or used. I hope you're listening. New or used in your store unless you're authorized to represent that brand. New or used. I hope you are understanding when I say or used. That was added. Now, it's always been there, but it's added to what they are enforcing now. Do you understand the difference? It's always been illegal to sell a used Disney item unless you're authorized to write the name Disney as part of your company. That's what the Vero stuff is. You get drama with Vero because they're just monitoring the big violations. Well, now that's everything, guys. So you think you had drama before, just you wait till you see some funky brand you've never even heard of. You think it's generic. You put it in your store and then you get a letter. Oh, you're not going to get paid because we can't process your payment if you're not authorized to carry this brand. That's what's going to happen to everybody. Now, on Shopify, it's no big deal. I just use third-party fulfillment. That's what they tell me to do. You need money out of me. You need to take 40 out. You need to take 40 out. You're going to use 20. I'm not sure. Is there money on Green Dot? Would you check that? Because I don't want to use the other card. All right, well, just go. Go get it done. I don't need gas. I need the other stuff. Something to drink and everything. So I need, basically, you're going to take out 40. I need 30 back. Or I need 20 back. Give me 20 back.
20 back?
20 back out of the 40 you take out of the bank. Use it for everything, though. Don't charge separately. He did that the other day. Pissed me off. Went in there. I gave him instructions. Get the gas on the card. Then withdraw the money we need. Well, he withdrew the money we need. No, I said that wrong. I said, withdraw the money we need, get the gas. Well, what he did is he withdrew the money and then he used the card to charge the gas extra. So I had $10 in the hole. Not in the hole, but $10 less than I thought I was going to have. I was pissed. But today I only took 120 in with me today, but I realized as soon as I got in the car that I have to pay for a surgical kit, and that's $25 more. So he's going to give me the difference. That's why we're taking a little money out, because I have a few dollars over here. So I got to make sure I have enough to pay for everything today. So we're doing that. All right, that's enough of that. So to recap, because I am going to have to send out the letters to stay on Shopify payments, I'm going to send out the letters. I want to be authorized to carry every brand because legally you are supposed to be. Nobody does it. Nobody. Because it's a pain in the butt. You have to write letters. There's no standardized form. There's no standardized application. Each single company has different rules and regulations. Some of them will write, why are you writing us? They don't even know why you're writing because nobody does it. But everyone's going to be doing it. So I highly recommend if you carry a particular brand in your eBay store, used or new, I keep stressing that. used or new. I highly recommend that you just simply send the link to your store to that company. All you've got to do is, it's a very quick little nice letter. You say who you are, you give them your name. Like I would say, my name is Roger Kaiser, my business is keywebco.com. I also have to list all the other websites, so that takes a while too. Every place that you sell that product or share that product, if it tracks back to your store, they need to know that you're authorized to carry it, new or used. I really hope people don't listen to what I'm saying today, because I'm going to get a million questions. You can tell I do not want to talk about this, because people are going to jump all over me like it's my fault that they can't sell their stuff anymore. Anytime you release information, then they start digging and they find out what's going to happen. They always blame the person that tells them. That's why I don't like to share. But I'm telling you guys, if you are carrying a lot of Disney stuff or a lot of any brand, new or used, in your store, you just simply need to find the corporate address, email address. You simply write a little letter, tell them where those items will be for sale, also include your social media sites. They're going to look at everything you've got. They also may even ask for your financial records. That would be a reply request. Some do, some do not. I've only had to turn over my financial records to 3 major companies, and that was Prada, Gucci, and don't remember the other one for sure. Okay, but that's the only 3 ever asked. Most of them just want to know where their stuff is going to be, and they'll look in and see what other brands you're carrying. That reminds me. One thing that I was warned about on these letters. Excuse me. Sneezing. One thing I was warned about when I write these letters, one of the things they're going to look at is, are you carrying their competitor? And are you authorized to carry their competitor? Keep that in your mind. So you might want to be very specific about the order in which you send out these requests to carry their items. It's just a bunch of letters you're going to have to write and send those letters off to your payment processing system if you want to stay on PayPal and Shopify payments and all those different things. Are we ready? You ended up buying gas?
Huh?
How much gas did you buy?
10.
Why? I told you we didn't need gas.
Well,
You were supposed to bring me the change.
I got a change.
That means he charged all the extra stuff. He did it again. All right, doesn't matter. I have enough. All right, so I would be very careful about the order in which you get your authorization. For example, what's 2 companies that compete with each other? Nestle and Keebler. Let's say you want to be authorized to carry Nestle products. So you write them and you say, hey, I want to carry Nestle. They look at your store and they see all this Keebler stuff. They're going to find out if you're authorized to carry Keebler. If you are authorized to carry their competition, they may reject you. If you're not authorized to carry the competition, they may reject you. You don't know what their policies are, so you don't know how it's going to roll out. But I will say this, a very good idea, and I was advised this, very good idea is send it to the most important and the most numerous brands you have first. So all everybody needs to do, I would start now. It takes a long time. That means every product you buy, if you've not carried that brand before you can legally carry it, you have to get a letter, used. Every brand. Do you understand what kind of nightmare that is? Why are they doing this? Well, to get out of the lawsuit drama. To get out of the lawsuit about fake brands being carried. The platforms, hey, get in the back. The platforms, shh,
Chicken.
the platforms have,
Chicken.
quiet. The platforms have always pushed the responsibility off to the seller, and it is our responsibility. You should not carry anything, any brand in your store, online, new or used, guys. That's the drama that's new. Used to be just the new brands. Where are they distributing the new brands from? Are they drop shipping them? Are they authorized to have that brand in their store? That's all they wanted to know. Now, every brand, new and used, you have to be authorized to carry, or the payment processor does not have to pay you. So what they've done is they've taken the responsibility off the platforms and just put it back on the sellers, where you can sell the stuff used, but there's a very good chance in the very near future you won't get paid for any of that stuff unless you use third-party processing. So eBay's kind of jumped on it. eBay's actually ahead of the game on Amazon here. Most Amazon orders don't really come from Amazon. They do and they don't. If it's FBA, stuff you send in, you should be authorized to carry those brands to send it in, new or used. I believe on Amazon they do some checking. They won't let you send certain ones in. Why is it just certain ones instead of all brands? Think about it for a minute. Why is it just certain brands instead of all brands that you can't send into Amazon right now? Everyone's always said, oh, it's because Amazon sells that brand. Well, normally that's the case, but that's not the reason. The reason is the brands that are prosecuting for people selling their brand illegally is the list of things that you can't send to Amazon. It's that simple. They don't want to have any complications on their platform. And they are actually fulfilling the orders, FBA. So it's coming from their warehouse. So their fingers in it much more. Now eBay's going to do that too, but that'll fail. But even still, eBay has third-party processing payment system. That's why they're making you change to their new payment system, so they don't have to be responsible. Enough! They don't have to be responsible for the products that are being bought through their platform. All the responsibility is the sellers, and it always has been, but it's never been enforced. Well, guess what? Because of lawsuits, all that stuff's going to be enforced. So I'm seeing the early, is what I'm telling you. There's no policy. Well, actually, there is a policy on eBay that you have to be authorized to carry the brands new and used. Velcro. And you call it Velcro, and Vero busts you because you're not authorized to carry Velcro. It has nothing to do with using their name, even though that's what they say it is. It's because you're not authorized to represent their brand. That's how they're able to take this stuff down. Well, that's the rule for everything, guys. Just never been enforced. Well, guess what? That's changed. In a rollout, you'll hear about it soon. Don't know what the platform reactions are going to be beyond what they've already preemptive steps. They want you in that managed payments and all that stuff because that's third-party payments. It takes all the responsibility off of them. Still on you, but they'll still process your orders. Realize, when I say going to a third-party payment processing, which is what Shopify and everyone's doing and recommending, that's a quick, temporary workaround. Inevitably, they're going to get processed. And then they're going to require you to have the authorization to carry every brand. That will be I'll be dead by that time that happens. So I'm telling you, if you want to get out of the work, use third-party payment processing. One of them that I'm going to be using is kind of done through Pinwheel. You've probably heard of Pinwheel. And no, I'm not talking about the movie. Pinwheel? Isn't that the name of the company with the zombies?
What's that name?
Pinwheel? Isn't that the name of the company with the zombies? What was that movie? Everyone gets a virus and then they turn into like little demon monsters, and the one girl, Lulu, the one girl is in it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, zombies.
Yeah.
Something.
What's the name?
I forget the name of the movie, but the company that was under the ground is called Pinwheel. Same kind of company that you can use for financial processing. Yeah. I can't remember the name of the movie exactly.
That's not, yeah.
Resident Evil?
Resident Evil.
He's a Resident Evil, baby.
Yeah, Resident Evil.
So Pinwheel. I could use Pinwheel. I'm telling you though, I found out even more. Even doing the third-party processing, which that's going to work. Even though doing the third-party processing will work and I can carry whatever brands I want, that still doesn't legally negate the responsibility of being authorized to carry those brands. It just means I can carry them and still get paid. Now think about that for a minute. Legal responsibility is still mine to carry these brands. So I'm going to do the letters regardless, but I am going to switch to third party. The other reason I'm switching to third party is for the pervert stuff. I cannot have the pervert stuff and get paid through PayPal processing. And I need a way to check IDs to go into the back room, so to speak. Now, you can just put those things in your store where anyone can see them. It's not illegal to do that. These products are not illegal to sell. But your payment processing won't happen. That means if you sell any of those products, PayPal will say, oh, well, we can't process any more payments for you. But if you have PayPal and you have a third-party processor, PayPal will process anything because they're not actually processing the final payment. The responsibility becomes a third-party processor. So I'm telling you guys just a little word of advice. Right now, don't start freaking out. Don't start taking down all your used stuff because it's all Disney or Prada or wherever it is. Just be warned that if you have those brand names in your store, any one of those brands can prosecute you for selling their products without authorization and sue you for everything you've ever made using their brand name. And guess who doesn't care about that? Platforms, because they don't get sued. The responsibility is all through the finances. That's how they pushed it off. Everyone was wondering, what are they going to do? How are they going to pay all this? Amazon's got, what, a $13 billion suit? That's what all this is from. All these rules have been there since day one, though. I'm telling you. All these years that you've been selling used Disney stuff and used Prada stuff and used Gucci stuff and Tupperware and all these different brands, if you are not authorized to carry those brands, you are a violation of the law. You could be prosecuted by the brands for any money that you've ever made using their brand name. That's always been on the books, guys. Always. Nobody cares about it except for the big shot brands. That's why Vero is there looking around to see what you're going to get prosecuted for. That's why they take it down when Vero hits you, because you're going to get prosecuted by the brand. And they're only looking for the ones that prosecute. Well, guess what? Your financial institution looks at all of them. They don't care what's on your store or not. They just care about the legal ramifications of processing the transaction. So that is how they're going to clean up the mess, so to speak. So word of advice, whatever your primary brands are, start with those. If you carry a lot of used Disney stuff or new Disney stuff, then just simply write a letter. You can get the email on Google. Just Google corporate email. You just simply send them a little email. This is the link to my store. I've been carrying used Disney products for years. I'd like to continue with you knowing that I am representing your brand. They'll write you a nice little letter. Thank you for informing us. That's wonderful. That's all you need. Some companies are going to put you through the ropes, though. Can't imagine what it took for me to get approved by Prada. Oh my God. I literally, at the interview, I was in Atlanta at America's Mart. That's where I got approved for most of my brands. I flew down there to do what we're talking about now. I knew that these brand things need to be covered. So when I was selling on Amazon with my friend Melissa Paz, we went to Atlanta so we could get approved to carry all the brands, and we did. There was only one, I think, that rejected her, and I think 2 rejected me, and I wasn't even selling on Amazon. I was just using eBay and Shopify, and I got approved. They don't approve eBay sellers. I had to have the website also, or I wouldn't have been approved for any of this. Did you hear me correctly? Yes. So if you're just selling on eBay and you write to these companies and say, I want to be an authorized seller, they're going to say, well, where's your website? Where's your business? You're just listing on a platform. They're not going to approve you. You better have a website. By the way, I sell those. I had to do that. You can make one for free on Strikingly, but you'd pay $200 a year to upgrade it so you can embed and the listings in. That's the website that I actually use. I had Shopify. They ignored it. They could care less about it because that was it was the same things in eBay back then. But what they were interested in was the other stuff that I was doing. So make sure that you have a website on Strikingly is the best one. I had no problems getting approved with the Strikingly website. And I, of course, had a pro version. I had a few listings in there. It's my Strikingly website. That was the twist from getting approved. Otherwise, I wouldn't have got approved by any. They will not approve eBay sellers. That's not you. You're just selling somewhere else. They don't approve Amazon sellers very much either, unless they have their own website. So I'm telling you guys, you need a website, period. Even if you don't use it for anything, but just to say, I have a website, you'll get approved for almost everything. So if you have an eBay store only, and you're using TrueGather or Bonanza or any of those other sites, realize any brand, new or used, that you are selling can come at you and say, oh, how much did you make? Oh, you made $100,000 off our used Disney stuff? Well, guess what? It's our money. and they'll get it. So to prevent that, just simply write a letter to every brand you carry saying, I'm going to carry your brand in the store. I'd like to carry my brand in the store. I'd like just a little recognition that you know I have your brand name listed at this website. Most brands won't hassle you if you write them a nice little letter. They go, oh, hey, you know what? Yeah, they can carry it. They don't even look. Most brands will say, oh, they wrote us a letter. We know that it's there. They might peek at it to make sure you're not selling dildos or something. And boom, you're approved. It's easy. It's a lot of work if you haven't done the preemptive. So I'm telling you, if you are a used item seller, I don't care new or used, but especially used, I know none of you used sellers have written the brand saying you're going to carry their used crap. Well, guess what? You better do it. Eventually, you will lose the ability to be paid for the items that have a brand name on them unless you're authorized to carry them. That's how they're going to clean it up. I only know this because I got a letter on the 30th because of a different situation. Then I got on the horn and I found out, oh, well, while you're here, let's deal with this brand thing. Guess what's happening? They filled me in. I'm like, this is going to freak people out. I said, well, you should tell people they need to write the brands that they're carrying. That's been the law since day one, guys. You are listening. If you are selling a brand name online, new or used, you have to have permission to write that brand name in your listing to use that because that's part of their marketing, their ads. So if you haven't written to every brand you carry, new or used, I suggest you get that pencil out or that computer out and you start writing those letters. All you do is save the reply. It doesn't even have to be anything fancy. All your payment processing wants to see is that if this person is selling Disney, new or used, Disney knows that their brand is in this store. If they don't know that, you are in violation of the law. You can be prosecuted. And they don't have to pay you for the items you sell. I'm telling you guys, this has been on the books since day one. But guess what? Now it's being enforced. And they're starting with the payment processing thing. That's why eBay kind of jumped the gun here a few months ago and said, okay, we're going to do this payment system. Because that totally alleviates all of their responsibility, and it's going to force you to either use third party or theirs and get authorization to carry these brands. Amazon started that ages ago. You can't carry Tommy Hilfiger unless you pay us $1,500. Why do you have to pay $1,500? Because they just sit there and apply for your store for you. Do it yourself. You don't have to pay them anything. I'm telling you. You guys need to pay attention to what I'm telling you. I have these things happen to me normally a year before it affects other businesses. It's because I'm on the horn with the big shots. All right, I'm telling you, it's already rolled out. I am not the only one. There were thousands of those letters sent out just on the 30th. Thousands. And mostly to Amazon sellers. They pick the big ones first. I don't sell there. But I got in with the Amazon lump. And why? And what did they target? They targeted all the high-end ones carrying brands. Because that's where the prosecutions are going to start. So I'm telling you guys, if you are selling any brand, new or used, write the brand name company. Tell them that you want to sell their item, and here's the link to where their item is listed. I just wanted to make sure I have permission to do this. If they write you back and say no, then you will take down all of their brands. If they write you back and say yes, you will carry their brands as much as you can, or you're writing more letters. Start doing that now before it hits your platforms. Actual prosecution hits the platforms. Because platforms are going to do shit. They're not going to tell you anything. They're going to have you use third party. If you're in the third party processing, you probably won't hear about this for a while. But if you're using just PayPal or just Stripe or one single processor, you will be finding this out very, very soon. Hell, you might already have a letter in your inbox. When the platforms start policing, Amazon has already started policing. Remember that just 2 weeks ago, thousands of sellers taken down for brands? Those are people that don't have the letter that they're authorized to carry the brand. That's bleeding into everything because of the lawsuits. So I'm warning you, it doesn't take that long to write. Just go down your store. Just make a list. I have some Disney stuff. Write down Disney. I have a Mr. Coffee machine. Write down Mr. Coffee. I have a Proctor Silex can opener. Write down Proctor Silex. And And you will literally have to look up every one of the email addresses and send a letter to every single brand that you are carrying, new or used, in your business. That's what my VA today is going in and removing. I'm going to try to get completely back approved for Shopify payments. I'm going to write all the letters. I'm going to wait on getting any money. I'm going to try to get completely approved for Shopify payments before I ditch them and go to a third party. I could just go to the third party right now, but I want everything legal. So I'm going to try to deal with the Shopify payment thing with every single brand. I have over 1,000 in my store. Every single brand with letters back and authorization to be on all of them. Hey! Where's the cologne? Give me that cologne. I don't want to hear any more barking, or you're going to smell like the president, the foulest, nastiest thing there is.
This is leaking.
No more barking. President cologne, the foulest thing on earth. Both the president and the cologne. All right, so this is the drama. I'm going to repeat it again so I do not get misunderstood. From the beginning, I'm not telling you anything new here. I'm telling you something newly enforced. From the beginning, every brand name that you use, you have to be authorized to sell that brand, new or used. And yes, you are hearing me correctly. New or used. Look it up. You're going to freak out. New or used. So if you have a used Disney toy in your store, legally, they don't have to pay you if you sell it. The processing doesn't have to pay you. They're not prosecuting. That's the only thing that's the difference between what's legal and what's actually happening. Difference is that's changing. That's why all this third-party stuff's been added to eBay. Part of the reasons. eBay is going to be rolling this out, I'm sure, in little tiny steps. They will delay it as long as possible. But what's happening on the processing is going to happen to everybody on all the platforms. So any product that you have, if it has a name brand, simply send a letter to that name brand saying, I am carrying, or I wish to carry, or here's the listing of your product in my store. I just wanted to make sure that I'm approved to do this. When they write back, yes, that's all you need. If they write back no, then you take it down and say, you will take, some idiot calling me on the phone. You will take that listing down, and then you write them back. Oh, I'm not approved. Okay, I took the listing down. What steps do I need to become approved to carry your brand? And they will send you a form and you'll fill it out. That's how it works. You need to do that for every brand you carry, new or used. It can't hurt to be authorized to carry the brand either. By the way, in these communications, you may get some offers. See, I wholesale order. Guys, half the wholesale orders I started getting was because I applied to carry their brand. They're like, oh yeah, we'll approve you. By the way, if you want us to drop ship this $18 million worth of stuff for you, we can do that. So in the process of writing these companies, also mention, if you have any products that I might be able to add to my store, to add to the inventory representing your brand, I'd be more than happy to carry that, or even drop ship fulfilled. Write that in your little letter, because they'll say, oh, well, he's asking if he's approved. And while he's asking if he's approved, he's also saying, hey, you've got anything else? I'll put it in too. These letters need to be charming and polite, but legal. Don't go in there and whine about having to write the letters. Go in and say, hey, I just recently became aware that I need to make sure that every brand that I carry knows that I'm carrying their brand. Don't say legal. Knows that I'm carrying your brand. Here's a listing that I have in my store of a used comforter from Prada or whatever it is. I hope it's all right for me to sell this. It is listed live. If not, please let me know. Also, let me know if it's okay for me to carry your brand. You're basically asking a question, telling them, I want to carry your brand. This is the item live. Is that okay? If they say no, you take it down and you apply. If they say yes, your butt's covered. You don't have anything else to do. So you need to do that. I know it's a pain, and you're gonna, what, he doesn't know anything. Well, if that's what you think, that's fine. But I'm telling you, I am doing the work, and my time is worth a lot of money. So if I'm doing the work, obviously I believe it's important. So I think you guys should do that too. And it's been the rule from the get-go. We all should have been writing these letters 12 years ago. Okay? So I'm telling you, just because the platforms don't enforce it doesn't mean that you're not legally obligated to cover those things. Now, you can use third-party payments and not worry about it, because probably by the time I'm dead, they'll enforce those third-party payments. But again, any of those brands at any time can go back and say, okay, you sold Disney for 20 years. You are not authorized to use our brand. So we want our money. And they'll get it. I'm telling you, that can be done by any brand at this very moment. I could go to your store, and if I had my brand name in your store, I could literally go to your store, go look you up, and I can find out every sale you've ever had. Look you up and see how many times you sold my brand name. And then I could just file a civil suit. By the way, you owe me for all these products. You owe me for all these products. Operating under now that nobody has done. So, to make sure your butt's covered, all you got to do is be authorized to carry the brand, new or used. That's all you've got to do. So write every brand that's in your store and get authorization. It's very simple. But if you don't do it, nothing major is going to happen to you, I hope. But it could. And eventually you're going to be forced to do third-party fulfillment. eBay's already making you do that. But you'll be forced to do that. Now, what happens if you're approved to carry an item on eBay, and then you get a website and you share that item to your website? Is that website approved? It is if it's done under your business name. So I'm going to tell you, when you do these letters for approval, if you have your own website, make sure that that is what you list first as your business. This is my business website. We sell products on these platforms. We have your brand represented. I want to make sure that I am authorized to represent your brand in my store, new and used. A nice little letter to them like that, and chances are they're going to say yes. They're going to look up, nice store. Yes, they're not going to give you the hassle. They're not going to want you to know your finances and all that, your tax ID numbers and all that. Now, the big brands, you're going to have to fill out a bunch of forms. Enough with the dog. He said they're crinkling the plastic. Quit crinkling that plastic, Harry Potter, back there. You're making too much noise. All right, now I'm not giving you any new information. It might sound like it. The only thing that's new is they're going to be using the payment processing to enforce all of this. You can sell the item. My Shopify's open right now. You can go into Shopify, buy a Disney item if I have one. I think I do. Buy a Disney item. And you can buy it. It'll be shipped to you, everything else. But guess what? I don't get paid for that Disney item until I have the letter that says I'm authorized to sell Disney items. Or I use third-party processing where they don't bother with the letter, because that doesn't affect their business. Third-party processing is just a way around legal obligation. Technically, you need to have authorization to carry any brand, all brands. That means every single used item in your store, every brand name, you need to write them and get authorized. It used to be your drop shipping company would be sufficient for that. And it is on some brands. As a matter of fact, I have Orbello and Product Pro that I use. Orbello is the global stuff, Alibaba stuff. I have 10,000 listings of that. That will be the total. I think I got 6,000 now. And right now I have 8,000 listings of the Product Pro, which is all US fulfilled. And that's all brand name stuff too. Now, Product Pro has a letter that says anyone that carries our brands, we are authorized. I can forward that on. But some of the individual brands, I'm still going to have to do individually. Even though Product Pro says it's okay. Some of the brands, they require you to actually have the official notification. So I'm telling you, this is coming down the pipe. You might as well just go ahead and get your brand authorization already. And you really needed to do that legally from the beginning. Sorry, Mr. Okay, watch the replay. I'm just filling everybody in on the brand thing. You know how I sent you the letter for that third-party payments? Now, another thing to consider also, once you do go to third-party payments, if you do, see, first I'm going to try to get approved for Shopify payments. I don't have to do that. But I want to have all the letters for every brand I carry. I do things legally, and actually everyone should do that, because any of those brands can sue you at any time. Yes. On Facebook Messenger, I sent you the link for the 2 third-party fulfillment companies. That's what we're talking about. So, now here's some more info. For example, I was talking about that pervert sex stuff, the fake Chinese and dildos and stuff. I don't sell that, but I'm going to. If I have to go through the extra expense, because it costs more for third party, and I'm going to go third party anyway. I have to get that restricted area. But if I'm going to have to go through the extra expense for third party fulfillment, or third party processing, payment processing, then I need a product in there that's going to generate some real money, and the sex stuff does. So what you can do that you cannot do now, if you're selling on eBay, you might notice that there are adult products on eBay. That's because they're using third-party fulfillment. They're not using PayPal. They're not even using eBay's fulfillment. They're using third-party fulfillment, and they are authorized to carry those brands. That's what I'm going to be doing with the back room in my store. I'm going to make it as tacky as can be, because I don't really want to do this, but if I'm going to do it, I'm going to make it be exactly what it is. I'm going to have a little red curtain that you have to show your ID to enter the back room and see all the pervert stuff in my store. I'm literally going to have a red coat. I'm going to make, I've already seen how it works. I haven't set it up. But basically, I'm going to have a little tab, a little button at the bottom of the page. Adult section. That's the only way you'll know I even have adult products, unless you hit that button. Then when you hit the button, I'm going to have this big pop-up come up, and I've already created it. It has this tacky little red curtain. And then it's got this real sexy girl that says, you've got to enter your ID or you can't come. Tacky, 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 tacky. But that's what you're going to see. I know, it's horrible. I don't like all this sex stuff. I'm old. I don't like all this sex stuff anyway. But big money in it. And a cute little back room off a big, massive store. Most of these little sex stores, what I call them sex online stores, they're all by themselves. There's once, because it's a pain in the butt to make that partition and do all that. They're all by themselves. The entire store, you have to enter your ID to even see the store. Well, I'm not making a second store. So I'm going to put a back room or a adult section in my store. And a lot of people do that. So hopefully by adding the third party, which costs me more money, not much, pennies, but it does cost more. Hopefully by adding that and then adding the back room, and I will get everyone's email address and driver's license number or whatever the verification is. They have different ones. It depends on which third party I use. Some need an email. Whoa. Did I just lose? Did I run over something?
The guy, homeless?
I didn't run over a homeless guy. Did I run over something on the street?
No.
Felt like it. Sorry. He's watching TV. So it's kind of a major thing. It's not new. You legally should not be selling anything that you don't have authorization to sell, new or used. That is not a new rule. But nobody does it because nobody really cares. But now they do, because these platforms have been sued for billions of dollars for selling a bunch of fake crap. How did they get the fake crap in there? No differentiation between the people that are authorized to carry the brand and not authorized to carry a brand. So what are they going to do? They're going to pump all that blame onto the sellers, and you'll have to be authorized to carry every brand you have, new and used, and that is going to bleed over. Right now, eBay's not telling you crap. They're just adding third-party fulfillment so you can still get paid. But you're still in violation of the law by selling brands, and you can still be sued and prosecuted. So just because the company's not saying, oh, well, you know, it's fine, just use this, that doesn't negate your obligation to have those brand authorizations. Do it. I wish I had done it a long time ago. I did for all the big shop brands that I don't even carry. I think I have 2 of my big shop brands that I've already approved of because I've had the letter for years. But all the rest, I have to get new ones. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to try to stay on Shopify payments, even knowing I'm going to go third party. I could just switch third party and never find out if I got approved by all the brands. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to take the little bit of time. Because I don't get any pay from Shopify. You can buy all the stuff you want, and the money goes in my account, but I won't get any pay for them until I switch to the third party or get approved for those brands. I have a feeling, I can tell because I talk to the big shots, I have a feeling that all I have to really do is submit some of the major brands, and then the old drop shipping letter, this is what they used to require. I have a feeling as long as I submit all that, I won't have any problem getting approved because I'm already approved by the ones that are hard to get. That covers their butt too. Let's say I'm approved to carry all the major brands, but one brand I didn't apply for. If they go to prosecute, it's very easy to win that case. Well, yes, no, he did not apply for this brand. He must have missed it. In other words, it's not important. They're just trying to get some money. But all of the major brands have already approved him, and he applied for everything he had. It's just this little minor brand he forgot to apply for. You get out of it. But why go through all that? So I'm telling you guys, make sure that you go in and any brand you carry, new authorization to sell your products. Now, I think that's messed up with the used because, yeah, you're selling some used thing that you bought. You're not selling their brand item brand new. I don't like that they can do the used thing. I think after something's been sold, their control of it should be over. Once you buy something used, you bought it from the other person. You didn't buy it from the brand name in the first place. So, I don't think they should be able to do that. But it is on the books, and they sure as hell can, because that is what I've run across, possibly. But you need to legally cover your butt. You need to make sure that you are approved to carry all of your brands, because technically you're supposed to be already. All right, guys, I will talk to everyone again soon. I hope this was useful.